back at it again, baby, and we got something else from Jordan Peterson. We have enforced monogamy. A little bit of a different topic of discussion today. Smack the like button. Greatly helps the channel out. Would really appreciate it. It's just a small little task. Just hit the thumbs up button, all right? And if you're not subscribed to the channel, join the family. Hit that subscribe button down below. And last thing, go and join the new Discord server. It's the first link in the description box below. Let's go.
Give me your thoughts on the modern dating market.
Well, I'm too old to really have any thoughts on it in some sense.
Not from a personal perspective.
Well, I don't understand at that level of detail. You know, I do know some things that are happening perhaps at universities where there are far more girls than boys, or women than men. What happens in those institutions, this is what it looks like anyways, possibly. So females are hypergamous, which means they'll mate across and up hierarchies, socioeconomic hierarchy, but competence hierarchy is really at the bottom of it. And so when you set up a situation where there's far more women than there are men in a given domain, say where mate selection can take place, most of the men still don't do very well because most of them are still rejected by women. But a small minority of men do extraordinarily well if you think well means unlimited sexual access. And so
I've read that before, that there's actually a larger population than what you might think of men that clap no cheek. But then there's a select few that like be clapping all the cheeks. And I found that very interesting because it's just, you know, it was just like, I thought everybody was out here clapping cheeks. You know what I mean? I thought everybody was getting some. Apparently not. It's very interesting.
What's happening in the universities is that a small minority of men have sexual carte blanche in some sense. And most men are in the same position that most young men are always in, which is they're in a state where they're not particularly desirable to women. And then the women, of course, are terribly frustrated because the minority of men that they would really like to have long-term relationships with, it's a seller's market for those men.
They're not settling down. That's the sex ratio hypothesis.
Yeah.
And the reverse happens, right? That you see whoever the more scarce sex is gets to determine the rules of the game. Mm-hmm. So the men, if they are in high demand because there's short supply, you get more short-term mating.
Yeah.
You get an increase in relationship dissatisfaction from women. And when the reverse happens, you get more dates before sex. You get more long-term mating. You also get more sexual violence in that situation as well, when there is a surplus of men and a scarcity of women. But I think there's something...
You also get far more unstable societies. You know, I was pilloried a few years back for my comments about enforced monogamy because they were taken out of context and twisted in exactly the way that things like that get twisted now. But
what did you mean by that?
I mean that one human universal is the construction of societies to both mandate and reward monogamy. And there's all sorts of reasons for that. It's because it's the best long-term solution, fundamentally. But one of the reasons for that is that when women are scarce, men get violent. Now, you know, that was read to say, well, I thought that the society should be distributing women to undeserving men, which is...
Hey, listen. You know what I'm saying? Hey, to each his own. If you ain't got... Hold on. Matter of fact, hold up. Hold. Look. I legitimately did not plan this. I promise you, I did not. I looked at my monitor and I was like, hold on. Better step your game up, fellas. And my thing is, there's literally videos out there that will coach you on how to talk to women. And I think what a lot of guys don't understand or realize is that at bars, clubs, you know, just events, there are women that are simply there to get their cheeks clapped. They are literally looking for somebody to take them home that night. You just gotta find them. And there might even be multiple chicks in there that literally that's their goal. They trying to get fucked that night. I think some fellas think that women don't completely think like us and like are just like, no, we don't want to get like, nah, bro. Sometimes them chicks be going out just to get fucked. You just gotta find them. Talk. Open your mouth, spit some game. You know what I mean? People are making this whole equation rocket science, and it isn't. Don't be shy. If you need some guidance, there's literally videos out there to help you out. You can sit down, watch them, get your game right, you know, so you know what to say in certain situations. You can practice while you at home. Better yet, watch some of those videos, Practice while you at home. Take a few shots, all right? Right before you walk into the bar or right when you get into the bar or whatever. Get that liquid courage going and have at it. Have a great night, my brother. It ain't rocket science, baby. Go clap some cheeks, man.
Of course, absolutely and utterly preposterous and bears no relationship whatsoever to anything I ever said or thought or anything anyone sane would ever think or say or has ever thought or said. Because I don't know anyone politically ever who was insane enough to think that the state should distribute women to men. Like, that's just never happened. So to be accused of that belief and then for that to, be put forward as a credible representation of what I thought was just one of the preposterous things that has happened to me.
It's an unfortunate name, enforced monogamy, because it's a term from anthropology, right? But what you mean is culturally celebrated monogamy, culturally and norms that are supporting people and raising that up as an institution.
Supporting and punishing, both, but mostly supporting. I mean, the punishing is that there's a moral disapproval applied to, say, cheating.
You look down upon a little bit more. It's not like you're carted off to jail or anything, but as a society, you're looked down upon. Me personally, I don't know if I can give up. I'm just saying. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This might be the first time listen. All seriousness, I understand where he's coming from. I understand what he's saying, and I know some of y'all fellas feel me. You snooze, you lose. If you not out here opening your mouth, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just saying. If you not taking the time to pull up some of these self-help videos up on YouTube, I don't know what to tell you. It ain't my fault. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Just saying.
Right, to adultery, to especially running around behind your partner's back if you're married, particularly that. But even if you're in a long-term stable relationship, it's like, well, that's all enforcement. It's not police with jackboots, but that's not the only type of enforcement. It's not the only type of sanction or threat or punishment or disappropriation or disgust or contempt or shame or frustration or disappointment, all of those things. And all of that because monogamy is a good long-term solution, but in some sense a troublesome short-term solution if you have other options. Then all of those elements of social support, let's say, need to be put into place. And that is it, as far as I've been able to determine by looking at the anthropological literature. Norms surrounding monogamy are a human universal. There are exceptions, but there are very specific situational reasons for those exceptions.
I'll leave the original link to this video in the description. Shout out to Chris Williamson. Shout out to the brother Chris for bringing that topic up. But I think this might be the first time me and Jordan Peterson disagree on something. This is where we go our separate ways, ladies and gentlemen. This is where I stopped checking out Jordan Peterson. I'm being sarcastic, of course, if you couldn't tell. So I definitely get what he's saying, in terms of the monogamy situation, because then you give other people a better chance of finding a sexual partner, and so it lessens that frustration level. And so you don't have a population where there's, and I don't know the exact numbers, but where there's 30% of the guys or 40% of the guys fucking 100% of the women, right? And so you have this 60% of men that are just, man, my dick ain't even been tickled in like 20 years, son. Like, what going, Like I said, I don't agree with that. And I don't think he completely like he said, he's not even really pushing for it. He just said, like, this might be a solution. If I were to give any type of solution, I think that was more of his stance. Like, if I had to give any type of solution, I think this might be it. So I don't even think he's like really pushing for it. But even if he was, I definitely personally wouldn't agree with it. But as always, let me know if I'm wrong or right, if you agree, disagree, and why. Let me know in the comment section below. Interesting topic of discussion, something that I never even thought about or even heard. Enforced monogamy. What? Whoa. All right, cool. So yeah, like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new. If you enjoyed this video, hit that arrow button down below and share this video too. Copy the link. You can paste it anywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I don't care. Let me know what you think. Peace and love. I'm out.